Alright, so I had my procedure yesterday. Uh, to give you a little rundown of how it all went down. I got to the office about 10:45. I was told to be there by 11. Uh, a little after 11, I met with the nurses. They introduced themselves, and then after that, I met with the doctor. The doctor took me into his office, and we started talking about why I was there and what exactly I wanted to have done, and then how many grafts I wanted to have done. After we had discussed that, uh, we immediately just started. He put me in a chair and he started to draw a hairline for me, which I'm going to include a picture pictures that show the hairline that he drew for me, and asked me if I was happy with that. I was. I was pleased with it. I had 2,000 grafts. Then he started talking about the procedure, and I had already done a lot of research on it, so there's not much more information he could have given me that I didn't already know. So real quick, I'm going to go ahead and show you these pictures of the hairline he drew. Okay, so as you can see from those pictures, he tried to draw as natural of a hairline as possible. I was happy with the hairline that he drew. After that, basically what the nurses came in, they gave me some Valium for the procedure and some antibiotics for the procedure as well. And immediately I went to the operating room. First thing they did was they started to prepare the donor site by shaving. Well, first they had taped up the hair, and then they started shaving the donor site. When I say shaving, they used a buzzer, and so they buzzed it. They didn't like get a razor or anything. And then they started to numb the site. I could feel the pricks of the numbing, but as you can tell, I have piercings and also have tattoos, so that doesn't bother me very much. So if you don't like needles, you're gonna feel them numbing the area. Just to give you a heads up on that. That's normal. Unfortunately, you can't numb that beforehand. After they had numbed it, they started to do something. I don't know exactly what they were doing, but they were like, "Can you feel this?" And I couldn't feel it at all. I mean, you can feel pressure. However, I didn't feel any pain. And I didn't even know it, but they were already starting to extract the donor area. And then the Valium kicked in. I was feeling good. I didn't know that they were extracting the donor area. And then not long after, he was like, "Okay, I'm almost done with your stitches." Before they were doing the stitches before I even knew they had already removed the donor area, which was exciting to me, that I didn't feel that at all. Next thing I knew, they were placing me in the chair, and they were numbing the reciprocant area, and I have a hard time pronouncing that word, by the way, to put the grafts in. While he was doing the insertions, what they do is they have this tool that they use, and they individually the doctor went through and made individual donor sites to put the grafts. Of course, it was numb because they had numbed that area as well. While he was doing that, they were dissecting my donor strip so they can get the grafts. It ended up being 2,007 grafts, so that's how many I got. And immediately after he was done, they were implanting them. And but before they started the implants, I snuck a picture of the site where they were going to put the grafts. So I'll go ahead and show that to you real quick. Okay, so you saw before they had actually started implanting anything what it looked like. Not sure I was supposed to take that picture, but I did. Anyway, so they started doing the implants. There was 2 people doing the implants. I was falling asleep through the entire procedure. Half of the reason was probably because of the Valium, and the other half was because I had only gotten 4 hours of sleep beforehand because I worked the night before. So I was in and out through the entire procedure. They did stop at one point to let me eat. They had ordered me a pizza, which was nice of them to do. I had to go get some fresh air, though. This was my first surgery ever in my life, and I was feeling a little nauseous, not going to lie. But that was it. I wasn't feeling pain or anything, just a little bit of nausea. Anyway, so after I was finished eating, they were just finishing it up. They were putting the individual follicles where they belonged. Towards the end, they ran out of sites to put them in, so the doctor had to come back in and make some more for me, which was all right with me because they went further back on my hairline than they had originally planned to. And so towards the end, though, this is the part that was a little frustrating. The anesthesia started to wear off, so I could somewhat feel a little pain when they were putting the follicles in. They asked me if I wanted to have some more anesthesia. I asked them how much longer do we have, and they were like, we have less than 200, and I was like, and the only part, it wasn't the entire area that I could start to feel pain. It was just the frontal area right here. So, and they were almost pretty much done with that. So I was just like, don't worry about it. I can handle it. It's good. It's not excruciating pain. But there was a lot of tightness, and I could feel that. And I still feel tightness today. But again, they cut out part of the back of my scalp, and they sewed that together. So that's part of the reason that it's tight. They called in my prescription for me afterwards to a local pharmacy. So when I left, I was able to drive. They gave me all my aftercare procedures. They went over it with me. They gave me a spray that I'm supposed to use called Graphsite. They'd also recommended that I get some H2 Ocean, which is a spray that it's a lot of piercings use H2 Ocean, so I already knew what it was. It's a spray that's a saltwater spray, and it's good for healing. So I already had that. So then when I left, I went to the pharmacy, I picked up my prescriptions. I was in pain at this point because all the anesthesia had worn off, and I could feel it, and I was hurting, not gonna lie. But it wasn't debilitating, if that makes sense. So I drove myself home, I took one of the pain meds, and then I got home around 6:30. Keep in mind that I got there about 11. I got home about 6:30. I was in bed at 7. I did not wake up till about 5:30 in the morning. So I slept for a good 10 hours. And then when I woke up this morning, I was still in pain, but it wasn't that bad of pain. Tylenol or something could have helped me with it. I decided to go ahead and take one of my prescription painkillers. They also gave me antibiotics to take, and then I started using this stuff called Graphsite. They gave that to me, and I have to, according to the instructions, I'm supposed to use it every 20 minutes. So, anyways, I did take a picture of what my head looked like after the procedure. I'm going to go ahead and show you real quick. I don't want to mess with it too much, but here's a good view of it. You can see the procedures. It goes all the way back here. I don't want to mess with my hair too much right now. But anyway, one thing I do notice is that I don't like to bend down right now because I can feel the blood rushing to my head when I do that. So it doesn't feel good when I do that. But other than that, my screen just went blank, so I hope that didn't mess up the video at all. But Other than that, I'm feeling fine right now. I've have taken a Lortab when I woke up. Um, Real quick, let me just show you this picture, and we'll go from there. Okay, so that picture was taken at home uh, just before I went to bed. They did give me some pads to put over my pillow in case I bled out while I was sleeping. When I woke up this morning, no blood, so that was good. I do know when I put that graphite on and some of it started to drip off, and I used this gauze to wipe off what dripped off, there was blood. So it's just probably just dry blood from the procedure. Anyway, long story short, because this video is over 10 minutes long now and I didn't anticipate it to be, everything went well. I'm very pleased. I'm not, I don't know. We just got to wait for everything to start to grow back in. I have my aftercare procedures, and if you get this procedure done, I'm sure they'll tell you everything that I was told. So from this point forward, I will continue to make videos about everything that happened. And again, this is day one, and I will walk you all through the healing process and the new growth process. And I don't know what else to talk about right now, so I guess I'm just going to go ahead and end this video. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I will try to answer any questions that you have. But otherwise, just be on the lookout for future videos. I think day 3 I'll do another video, and then we'll go from there. Again, I do have stitches in the back of my head. I'd show you pictures, but I don't really want to mess with that area right now. But yeah, just look for more videos, and I will talk to you all later. Have a good day. Thank you very much.